Okay, I am sitting here with Alwa Gordon. It's lunchtime. It's kind of cold, but the sun is coming out, so it's
We're out
feeling a
here.
little better. How you doing, Alwa?
I'm good, man. I'm working. I'm working hard.
You're working.
I'm working and I'm working hard. So
Even on your break, you're working.
even on my lunch, I'm doing other work. That's how we do it.
Good, good. Okay, so let's talk about it. Initially, the NEXTies is coming up on May 17th. Musician of the Year, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That is awesome.
Excited.
Well deserved.
Thank you.
But let's go back from the beginning.
Okay.
That's May 17th. That's now. We're going to talk about the beginning, but then we're also going to talk about the future. But
Okay.
first of all, like, how did this music journey start with you?
Yeah, I mean, music has been a part of my life since I was a kid. My dad's a drummer, so I grew up listening to music, and I grew up going to his gigs, and we would play music in the house, and it was always something that I was around a lot. And then I would say in high school, for a while before I started rapping, I was writing poetry. So I was writing poetry, and then in high school, a couple of my close friends came to me and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna start a rap group. Do you want to join?" And I was more like, these guys are my friends. I just want to be a part of what everyone else
Yeah.
is doing. And then we started a rap group called Can't Stop Us. And from there, that was 16 years old. We were just rapping. We didn't really know what we were talking about. We were kind of just making music that we wanted. We were making music that we thought people wanted to hear.
What did you do? I mean, did you like play shows at all? Did you like just hang out and just it was like a fun thing of you?
It was
like,
mostly just us hanging out in a kitchen, like rapping to each other and trying to record music. We didn't play any shows until I was, I think, maybe 18. Yeah.
But you did play a show.
We did. Yeah, we did end up playing a show. We actually played a show like for a radio station in, I think it was in Salinas or Monterey. It was at a college. We did like a contest, and I think that was like one of our highlights. Like, oh man, we really thought we made it. But yeah, it really started out like younger, just my dad like being around music, and then in high school to being around my friends that made music, and then we all just started rapping. And at the time, I was actually the producer in the group. So everybody kind of had a role. Everybody made music, but one of my friends was a videographer. Another of my friend, he was like the artist in the group, and I made the beats. I also rapped, but at that time, my focus was making the instruments and the production for it.
So you made the beats, but you also, when you say production, like you actually were almost like the engineer, the recorder. Like,
I wasn't the recorder. We all kind of played that role. None of us knew what we were doing,
Okay.
and that's why if you listen to the music, it sounds really bad.
Is the music anywhere online?
I only have 2 physical CDs of it, and like I'm holding on to those until one day, like
To when you're famous and you
There
can
we
like
go,
you
right.
can sell it.
I can sell like, yo, these are collectible items. Yeah, the music it wasn't great, but it was just fun, man. We were young and we really it was about like the experience of, man, we're gonna do something with this, like we're gonna be famous, like yo, like we really felt like we had something special.
So eventually you break out on your own.
Yeah.
You start your own music. It's kind of, I mean, like when did your first single come out of actually Alwa Gordon?
Yeah, so I mean, I want to say, like throughout that rap music group Can't Stop Us, over the next couple of years, and as I got older, over the next couple of years, it seemed like people's focus began to shift, right? People got older, focused on family, or maybe weren't as motivated. And at some point I realized like, I was kind of trying to corral my friends into believing in this dream when they no longer were as interested as I was. So in 2016, I started 88 Over Everything, which is an independent music label, but it really was going to be my house for everything creatively that I do. So that's Shiesty Tracks, which is the production name that I use for beats. It's events that I put on, it's for podcasts, it's for video production, it's just the umbrella. And when I did that, I then released a project called 16 Summers. And that was my first like official release under 88 Over Everything, which is like the independent label / imprint. So 2016 was really the year that I took it more seriously, but I also took it upon myself to like, okay, if everyone else isn't on the same path as you, that's okay, but you can't stick around and wait for other people to do your job for you. So it's like, okay, cool, what can I do on my own? And I kind of knew some of the video stuff. I kind of knew how to record myself, but it really became like, okay, now you need to just do this on your own. And that was 88 Over Everything and a project called 16 Summers.
Yeah, that's when I think of you, and from when you're talking there. I mean, I think of you, of course, as a musician, as a father, but as an attribute, as a characteristic, I think of you as a creative. I mean, you, like I said, you make the music, you produce the music, you make the videos, and the videos. I mean, they are. I know I see a lot of local videos and a lot of just normal national videos, and they're an amazing project you do, and you do everything basically from step one to releasing it on YouTube,
Thank
like
you.
everything. That's a lot of work. That's a lot. That's a
It's a
lot
lot of work.
involved. What's the enjoyable part of that? Yeah. What
So,
is?
so
Yeah. Like when you look at those
right, right.
elements, what's the fun
So,
part?
I mean, I'll say this: that is that's strictly out of necessity.
Okay, yeah.
So the way that I look at music, or really anything, is you can either make excuses as to why something didn't work, or you can put in the work. So for me, like, I think a lot of artists sometimes get lost in, I need this or I need that to get to where I'm at, when it's like, hey, you have a lot of tools already at your disposal. So for me, I do a lot of stuff in-house. So that's recording myself, producing the beat, producing the content, marketing the content, emails, setting up shows, booking. I'm my own booking agent, all these things. It's out of necessity. At one point in my life, I will no
It's not
longer,
going to be. Yeah.
I'll just be Alwa Gordon, the
All
artist,
creative.
and I will
Yeah.
just be able to record music on my own and play shows. But I would say the most enjoyable part of the entire experience is when I get to play a show, and there's these songs that I've made when it was just me in my bedroom alone, no one else was around. It was just my thought that went into the entire creation of the song. The song's now complete, it's been packaged, and I have this moment where I'm on stage and I'm sharing it with people, and I get to see their reactions in real time, and I can see their expression, and they're feeling what I'm saying, and they're hearing what I'm saying, and it's like all this work that I did behind the scenes, I'm now getting the energy back for it. It's like everything that I did up to this point, now in that moment, I'm getting that same energy and love back, and it makes me feel like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna keep going with this. So the most enjoyable part is live on stage when I see those songs connect with people.
It's crazy when you see, like, I've seen shows that you've done, and to see the audience like sing along with you is pretty crazy, because like those are words you just came up in your bedroom, in your shower, when you were taking a walk, whatever that how your process is. And then it's like, okay, these people could actually do the same rap without you and
Right.
know it like word for word. And like I just think that's amazing how you've touched people in that way. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about a show. You
Yeah.
mentioned that's one of your favorite things.
Yes.
Is there a certain show you had one time that like, man, this just hit. This is all came together. This is such a special moment. This is why I do this.
Yeah, so this show happened pre-COVID. So this was at Moe's Alley. It was with Zumbi from Zion, rest in peace. But I was really excited for this show. I got booked as the opener, and I was playing a 50-minute set, which is almost an hour-long set. I love long sets because I feel like that's like more. When you become a bigger artist and you play like a festival, they're gonna want an hour set out of you. You can't just show up and do
Yeah.
15 minutes, right? So for me, I loved it because I had a chance to do what I call like the ebb and flow, right? So maybe we'll start high, we'll go a little bit lower, maybe I'll do some freestyles in throughout there. But the show was packed out. And there's a song that I do called Before I Go. I haven't played it recently, but it was exactly that moment you're talking about where there's enough people in the audience that knew the song, and I didn't ask them to sing along to it. Like there's one thing when you're an artist and you're like, all right, everybody put your hands up. All right, everybody sing along. That's fine, but like I just started playing the song, people started singing along to it, and then people that were in the audience that didn't know the song, they started picking up on it. So by the time the second chorus hit, everybody started singing along, and it was amazing. Packed house, people were just catching a vibe. Yeah, man, that's one of the greatest shows I've ever done.
That is so cool. And I know that like how your trajectory is, that there's going to be more of those, and there's going to be like interesting moments. What is next for you? Like, I mean, like,
Yeah.
okay, again, you're got musician of the year. You're doing something right here. What's next for Alwa Gordon?
Yeah, so this is an exclusive here. We haven't told anybody yet, but me and Alexander, the author, one of my best friends, we have a joint EP dropping in the next few months, so be on the lookout for that. I have a few projects that I'm gonna be dropping later this year. So 2 more projects just from me. And yeah, I'm really looking to travel more. I'm really looking to get outside of Santa Cruz and kind of offer, this artistic dream outside of this place. I love Santa Cruz, but I also feel like at this point it's time to start traveling, play more shows outside of Santa Cruz, get other people, other places that are now singing my songs.
I think it's good. And it's also exporting a product of Santa Cruz to the world. I mean, that's what we want to do. So
That's right.
yeah, and I think that's also good just to get that experience and exposure, and just like that changes your music and what you do and everything by being with more people.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so again, May 17th is the
Yes.
NEXTies exclusive. We found out that you and Alexandra have an EP coming out
Yes.
in a few months. She did tell me about that. That sounds super exciting.
Yes.
So hear that. But anyway, thank you so much for
Oh,
taking
quick,
the
there's
time.
one more thing.
Oh,
There's one more
awesome.
thing.
More.
There's
Okay.
one more.
This,
There's one
this
more.
is our Steve Jobs moment.
There's
One more thing.
I forgot about this. So I have a project that I'm working on that I'm very passionate about. So as you stated, not just being a musician, I'm also someone that produces video content. I do my own recording engineering. I do a lot of social media marketing. And I had this idea that I wanted to offer that service to artists, right? But I work full time and I have a daughter and I make music. So for me to set that time aside was a little tricky. So I recently applied for a grant, and what I'm looking to do is a content day where we bring out 3 to 5 artists from Santa Cruz County. I'm with them the entire day. We shoot them a music video for free. They walk away with that content for free. So this is exclusively Santa Cruz artists. They walk away for free. The grant would then pay me for my services. So this is something that I recently applied for. But if you're watching this video and you sound like, hey, that's something I want to be a part of, please let me know, because I'm looking for more organizations to be a part of that. I would love to offer these services to every Santa Cruz County artist to make sure that we're all presented in the best light.
Okay, so best thing to do if they are interested is email you. I'll have a link in the bottom.
Please,
Links?
please,
Okay.
please send me an email. We're looking for as many sponsors as we can. I would love to make this like a monthly thing, or even just if I can find a way to create more infrastructure for artists here to help elevate them, then my job is done.
Awesome, cool. See, you have such a great outlet for what you do. The problem is there's only so much of you.
Exactly. Yeah. There's only so much I can do, and as much as I want to just offer these services for artists just completely free out of pocket, it just gets tricky.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see, for one thing, what comes out of new music from you, but also the music that we get from those. I mean, Santa Cruz has a super amount
So
of
many good
talented
artists, man.
musicians, and I feel like people don't even know who's here and with
True.
amazing talent. So that's cool that you're gonna help shine a light on that.
Definitely.
Awesome, cool. Okay, links on the bottom. Hey, thanks. It warmed up by the time our interview is
Sun's
over.
out.
Yeah, I said it's gonna be an 8 minutes interview. It's 12 minutes, so I sorry I took too much of your time.
It's okay.
Cool. Take care, Alwa.
All right, later.